What's going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's episode, we will be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as Digibyte to BTC, discussing the technical analysis in a more shorter term and longer term view. We will also be looking at, as you saw in the title, why a major Litecoin move could be setting up right now, and is it worth getting involved in, or are you going to, hold back off and then wait to invest in later on down the road? We will also be looking at an article that I have found. It's basically an article by the Daily Hodl, and it's called "New York Lawmakers Highlight Potential for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Litecoin to create a new task force in New York." With Governor Cuomo, Andrew Cuomo, and a couple other lawmakers at that. So that is definitely going to be an interesting article. Like I said, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, make sure to drop a like if you're new to the channel. This way you don't miss out on any important content, crypto advice, and important news and current events. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. And before I actually dive in, how many of you guys are familiar with Patreon? I was debating about making a Patreon to help you guys connect with me on a much closer level. Basically, maybe offering different levels or different packages, obviously going up in value and price due to how much I can offer you guys in terms of helping you guys read charts, understanding charts, and also maybe social media, understanding how to grow a channel, grow your content, and more in-depth views on how to connect with me on a more personal level. Basically offering my phone number, reaching out, helping you guys maybe with a phone call, a half-hour phone call, an hour phone call, discussing whatever it is related to cryptocurrency, as well as creating, more of a tighter niche, more private videos towards certain people at certain levels. Just let me know down below how that sounds to you guys. But otherwise, let's just jump into today's episode. So we're on the coin market cap right now, and we have a market cap of 130.2 bill, 24-hour volume of 15.1, and a Bitcoin dominance of 51.4%. So Bitcoin dominance is actually increasing just ever so slightly. We also see a 24-hour volume of 15.1, which is again slightly higher than what it was at yesterday. So we are seeing the market slightly dip higher. Bitcoin, the market cap itself, kind of staying the same. We're not really seeing much movement at all. But for the most part, as you guys can see, the markets are up. We're having another good day of, better stability, slow increase in that volume. We did take a dip back downwards yesterday, but we are starting to level back out and move slightly upwards. You can see the top 10 coins are all in green. Beautiful markets. Only seldom coins are outliers today. For the most part, everything is looking very nice and very green all across the board. As you guys can see, the Litecoin is at 33, up 4%. Bitcoin is up 2.6% at 3,900, attempting to break that $4,000 barrier that we were discussing. And then let's see where Ethereum is. Ethereum at 154, up 9% today, which is also looking beautiful. Just recovering from the small dip that it had a couple of days ago. But otherwise, I did want to discuss more in depth of this article really quick, and then we'll discuss the title of today's video, which is a potential Litecoin bull run to, or breakout to happen in the near future. So, New York lawmakers highlight potential of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, and Litecoin to create new crypto task force. So basically, New York is now home to the first crypto task force in the United States. What does that mean? Governor Andrew Cuomo, if you guys aren't familiar, Governor Andrew Cuomo of New York State has signed a digital currency study bill. Basically, which creates a digital currency task force to explore the effects of digital currencies on financial markets in the state. The task force, whose members are appointed by the governor, Senate, and Assembly, will submit reports by December 15th of 2020, according to the announcement. It says the members will include stakeholders such as technologists, consumers, institutional and small investors, large and small blockchain enterprises, and academics. This group shall report on digital cryptocurrency, crypto and blockchain technology. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Ripple are digital assets designed to work as a medium of exchange that uses strong cryptography to secure transactions. Cryptocurrency, however, is more than just an asset that stores value. It is used as a currency and means to exchange for goods and services. It is also used to record contracts and transactions. Cryptocurrency tokens are also used as a utility token that can record and store information. So it does seem like something very nice that at least, the government as a whole and lawmakers are actually, they're looking towards cryptocurrency as a more of an investment, into the future. They're not shunning it. They're not banning it. It's actually they're, approving it and moving forward into it. And they're actually hiring people to look into this. So it's definitely a correct route that we're going if we want to see, a potential bull run, to happen in the near future. And it also says, in fact, our government should consider blockchain uses with elections and recordations of vital records and real estate transactions, to name a few. So, to use them for, tolls and polls, it could potentially, store, cryptocurrency and store, certain data that could not, be tampered with. He targets the inception of New York's bit license under the jurisdiction of New York State's Department of Financial Services, weighing the risks of cryptocurrency exchanges in light of hacks, missing funds, claims of market manipulation due to the lack of regulations. The bit license was designed to protect New Yorkers' consumers. Its challenge, however, has been remaining responsive enough to allow innovation to flourish. But after 10 years since the birth of Bitcoin and 4 years of the bit license was established in 2015, so around 4 years ago, by Governor Cuomo, regulators have awarded it to only 15 companies. While there have been a total of 36 applications, fewer than half received responses. These numbers tell a telltale sign of New York's uncharacteristics of its reputation as a trailblazer to basically in finance and tech, a low response rate and a startlingly low number of applications. So, with 36 applications being applied for, only granting 15, less than half, it does show that there is some concern within these markets. It's definitely something they're not just going to jump right into. They have to look a little more in depth into it and slowly test the water before, just handing these out and diving into it. But, for the most part, we do seem to be heading in the right direction. These New York regulators are actually, becoming more positive and more proactive to cryptocurrency, and they're not just, banning it and outlawing it and saying this is something that we want to stay far away from, like we saw, Wells Fargo, their currency and their credit cards, completely banning it and not allowing them to, take part in it at all. They're not allowing their consumers or customers to invest in cryptocurrency using their credit cards. They're actually being more pro, these New York State regulators. So it's definitely an interesting route that we're taking. We're leading into the future. This is history in the making, so it's pretty cool. It says New York leads the country in finance. We will also lead in proper fintech regulation. The task force of experts will help us strike the balance between having a robust blockchain industry and cryptocurrency economic environment, while at the same time protecting New York investors and consumers. So you can see what they're trying to do. That's why they're taking this slow. But I do think 2019 will be the year of improvement and the year for, innovation as a whole. Otherwise, to discuss Litecoin on its weekly and what I'm referring to when I said that it's possible for us to see a massive run-up, what I wanted to do was basically show you guys what Litecoin looks like on its weekly and why it's so important. So as you guys can see, I'm on this weekly right now. I'm just zooming in to show you guys what this looks like. And you can see right here, last time we were, oversold or nearing oversold, we were down here, and this was back in mid-December of 2016. You can see it's now been 3 years later, and we have seen phenomenal growth. We started here, and even a move up to 65 on the relative strength indicator brought us from a coin that was at $2, or even lower at like $1.50, all the way up to a price of $6.70, nearing oversold. A coin starting at $1.50 moving up to $6 is massive leaps, and massive strides. That's a huge, investment, from your currency being $1.50 that you bought in going to $3, you just doubled your money. Now going to, $4.50, you just tripled your money. And then going to, $6, you just quadrupled your money, 4 times your investment. That's a huge jump. So we then saw it start to take off, and you saw we started this massive, rise in the currency, shooting up to, near $400, if not higher. And then we saw this slow trickle back down as, the media kind of died down with it and the manipulation kind of died down. People got more annoyed of their investment. They FOMO bought in at the top, and they're finally just giving up and not really caring and just selling off at a loss down here. And it slowly brought the volume much lower. Now that the media is not hyping it up and gassing it up, we're seeing it slowly come back down. But we're starting back off at a price that was fairly, okay. It was fairly reasonable to restart back at this level. So we're practically back at a level where we started the run in before. So it's like we're restarting altogether. And what that shows and is telling me is the fact that this does give us potential to move higher up at these levels. A lot of people that I speak to throughout the day, that when they see that I'm wearing a Litecoin shirt, when they see me, at the gym or outside or in the mall or at the grocery store, they come up to me and they either know me personally or they just ask me, like, is it a joke to buy back into cryptocurrency? Is it a joke to buy back into Bitcoin, Litecoin? Like, you've seen the run, the massive tank. Oh, it's been down 90% in the year, if not more. Like, is it worth getting involved in it again? And I say, yeah, I am an observer. I think I am an observer, with my YouTube, seeing you guys and your guys' comments. I can judge where this market is headed. And, when I have people coming up to me and telling me like they're never going to invest or they're not going to buy because it's so low, shows me opportunity that there is potential for this coin to move up to higher levels. And, when they'll just miss out on it, and if they do buy back in, they'll help the bull run rise up more. Most people that I've spoken to, who say they're anti-cryptocurrency now, they have the Coinbase app downloaded on their phone. They have ABRA downloaded on their phone. They have these means to purchase cryptocurrency fairly easily, which is a sign to me that when and if we do break out, which we will in the near future, we shall see a lot more volatility, a lot more volume pushing this coin up because of how accessible it is now. We've talked about in previous articles, Coinbase accepting so many more people, signing up so many more users. That's due because people are theoretically in the back of their head, they're waiting for the right time to buy in. And once it dips to that level, they're gonna blow it up again, and at least we're gonna see levels as high as $200 for Litecoin. I think easy $200, easy $300. Well, maybe not 300, but easy 200, 250. So the fact that we're practically restarted back here, you can see when we were at levels of $350, we were overbought. We were so extremely overbought on the weekly candles, which we discuss are very, 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 very strong lines. The fact that we're coming back down now, and the fact that we're now nearing oversold on the weekly, which we haven't been to in 3 freaking years, is an indicator that we're done. We're flatlined out. We're low in volume. And you can see where we actually fell to. So if you look now, as I zoom in, I apologize for this advertisement. There we go. Eventually I'll have to upgrade TradingView to the monthly subscription, the Pro. But what you can see is we started off, crazy low. We started off at $4 before taking this run, and then we found support at $24. That's practically where this run found a near support. So if $22, $24 does not hold, we're falling to $4. Do I think that's possible? Yeah. Do I think it's something that's going to happen? Not really. I think we're so beyond oversold, it's not going to fall much lower. And if it does, if we do fall lower, if we do a pullback lower, it is such a huge buying opportunity, and you should dollar cost average, because I don't think they'll ever be at levels like that. I think right now we're going to start to accumulate. As you guys can see in the past, before we actually had our major run, you can see how much consolidation we had before actually taking off. Even if we just look at this little major jump from $42 up to, $100, you guys can clearly see this took, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, let's say 10 weeks, 4, 8, that's like 2.5 months of consolidation. So it is very possible that now could be the start of that consolidation, that accumulation, before we can see a massive run. You can also see that channel that we're trapped in now, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if not 6 weeks of consolidation. That's an easy 2 months. We've only been in here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, we've been in here for 6 too. So that is another indicator that this could be the end all of being trapped in this channel. If we do build up enough volume, we could spike up much higher and blow right through $30, $32 fairly quick. I also think that because we're below the high-low MMA, it does give us potential in due time that we will break back upwards to those levels of $60 and at least retesting a neutral level for cryptocurrency. We're theoretically low on the RSI. We should be at around $50 to call it even, but we're not yet. So I do think there's plenty of room for us to move up in 2019, and I do think the bear market is over. I believe we left that in 2018. We're not going to go down much lower. It's now time to start accumulating, trading sideways, if not starting to move back up to higher levels. That's my opinion on it. Do with it as you will. Again, the Patreon I think will help because I'll be able to connect with all you subscribers on a personal level and actually get to know you by name and by voice too. So I think that's definitely an awesome thing to do. As you guys can see here, Bitcoin on its weekly, you can see the descending triangle that formed right here. You can see its support, its massive support, beautiful, 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 descending triangle with all the volume pushing this, coin downwards. You can see we slowly lost the volume, and right at the point we broke bearish, unfortunately. But you can see it brought us down to a level that's fairly used for good volume, and I do think with enough, volume and support, it should be able to at least bring us back up to the high-low middle moving averages, at least getting us back to that median line at around 63, 63.50, at least bringing us up to 5,600 where that green band starts on the weekly. So I do think with enough volume, we are going to see movement in the next couple of weeks, starting off 2019 in a positive note. Lastly, or for the top three blue chip cryptocurrencies, I like to call them, Ethereum is going to be the last one we look at. As you guys can see, I do think we also, it's similar to Litecoin, found a bottom within Ethereum. We found $81 being a pretty darn low bottom. If we fall lower than that, the next level would be 45, and I think anywhere in between $45 and $45 and $100 was a good buying opportunity for Ethereum. Obviously, we haven't been to $45 yet, but we have been to 90. We've been to 85. That is a very good buying opportunity, if not lower. And as you guys can see, we found crazy support and we blew up from that, and we have not been able to break this downtrend in months. We could start it all the way up to February of 2018. We have not been able to break the downtrend, and you can clearly see right here we did that exactly. And you can see now we're just facing some resistance at its $158 barrier. It's $158 resistance level. You can see clearly right here what I'm referring to. 1, 2, 3 candles where we're just being suppressed by the volume right here. But I do think with enough volume in 2019, we will push up and see a $350 Ethereum token once again. You can quote me on that too, because we will obviously keep this channel growing. And I also appreciate all you guys for helping me grow the channel to above 6,000 subscribers with, an increasing rate. We broke through and we're already at 6,030. So we're definitely headed to 10,000 subs within a couple of months, and we will get there. And then I will do an awesome giveaway. Lastly, to wrap up this episode, Digibyte, you can see, is forming a symmetrical triangle. It has its high-low MMA. As you guys know, I like to use these two means of graphing and theories to help me judge where the prices are. The high-low MMA, you can see the red and green band are really good indicators, as well as the RSI, the relative strength indicators. They're really, really, really good in my sense to gauge this market, as well as drawing your own technicals and figuring this out. But as you guys can see here, we found a support, this uptrend that started off back in 2017, and we've been holding it fairly well. And as you can see, it's all leading to a point. So I do think towards the end of February, March, we will see a very nice movement. It's potential that we could see a bearish break. Why is that my concern? Because you can see that green band is forcing this to have a lot of downwards pressure. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks now, almost 2 months of negative pressure from that green band. So, if this holds, true, and we do have a rock solid uptrend support, we should, and rock solid foundation, we should be able to break bullish, but you do have to understand there is a lot of pressure on the weekly pushing this coin down. Furthermore, that's going to sum up today's episode, guys. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications. We're almost at 10,000 subs, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's episode. Peace.